and welcome back to Girl Ascending. So today we're going to be looking at our final suit in the Minor Arcana, which is the suit of Pentacles.
Okay, so now we come to our final suit in the Minor Arcana. Congratulations if you have made it this far. So we are going to be looking at the King of Pentacles. Now this is a card that is full of earth energy, the absolute pinnacle of the positives in the upright position of that energy. So we're talking about money, prosperity, land, being really connected to the earth and to our earthly selves. And of course, this suit is aligned with the signs of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So we want to keep those primary sun qualities in mind as well. So when this card is in the upright position, we're talking about mastery over our material possessions. We are experiencing success, we are experiencing feeling financially well off, and we're also feeling very connected to the earth and to nature around us as well. And if you can see with the card, obviously there is absolute plethora of abundance around the King of Pentacles, but we can also see the town in the background. So it's this idea that it's also shared wealth, that we are being generous with our wealth as well. And when this card is coming up in the reverse, it's that idea that we are maybe overspending, we're not being as controlled with our money as we should be. It could also be that we are lacking some degree of connection to earthly things and that we need to dig a little deeper as well. And it can also be that idea of maybe we're being a bit stubborn, maybe we're being inflexible with some of our ideas, and we really want to take a step back and really reconnect with our earthly body, our earthly selves, in order to call in a greater level of abundance. And following on from the King of Pentacles, we of course have the Queen of Pentacles. And when we're looking at this card, we're getting that real sense of abundance that is carried over from the King of Pentacles. But it's also that idea that it's really leaning in with a more feminine energy as well. And obviously when we're thinking about gender in tarot, feminine and masculine energies are accessible to all of us, no matter what binary we do or don't associate with. Anyway, when we're looking at this card, we've got that full sense of being connected to the earth. We can see all the rose vines at the top of the card, and then at the bottom on the right hand corner we can see a rabbit, which is the traditional symbol for fertility and reproduction. So it's that idea that we are really connected to the earth and we are creating the abundance that we want to call into our lives. So in the upright position, the Queen of Pentacles represents, of course, abundance, but also that idea of being spiritually grounded as well, that you are living in your truth, that you are living authentically, and that is helping you to call in all the positive things that you want in life. And when this card comes up in the reverse, it's again that idea of being connected from your physical self. Perhaps you are lacking in self-worth or insecurities are creeping in. It could also be that you are just not seeing the abundance that is around you, that you are feeling disconnected from your life at the moment, and you're failing to see that actually you do have the tools available to you at all times in order to call in the abundance that you want to manifest for yourself. So we want to be keeping that in mind as well. But overall, this card has that lovely rich feminine energy that we might associate with perhaps the Empress, that real connection to ourselves, to the earth, and to all kinds of earthly abundance. Next we have the Knight of Pentacles, and when we're thinking about the Knight of Pentacles, we can see the obvious parallel to the Death card in the Major Arcana, and that should kind of ping a little light in us for us to remember that there are parallels in the meaning as well. But this card is all about taking practical action. So we know where we want to go, we have our mission in front of us. We can see the Knight holding his pentacle aloft over his black horse this time instead of a pale horse, but it's all about taking those very deliberate steps towards what you want to do next. So we want to make sure that we have a plan of action, that we know where it is that we want to go, and that we are actively putting those plans in place when we are taking those next steps. And then when this card comes up in the reverse, it's about either a lack of effort, so we know what we want to do, but we are not willing to actually dig deep and put in the effort that it needs in order for us to see those moments of progress. Or it could just be that we are progressing, but that it's going a lot slower than we would like. So it's that idea of not necessarily being blocked, but certainly being slowed down. But overall, this card again has a really lovely earthly texture to it. We can see the ploughed fields in the background. We can see all the earthy yellow and red colours and the trees that are growing. And it's a really positive step forward on our journey, but we need to make sure that we are planning for what those next steps are in order to get to where we want to go next. And we are now meeting the last of the court cards for the Pentacles, which is of course the Page of Pentacles. And when we look at this card, we can definitely see that lovely, naive, hopeful energy that we are used to seeing with the pages. We can see that there is a ploughed field on the bottom right hand side, and then the trees growing on the left hand side, and the page is looking at his pentacle with absolute reverence, with the understanding that this is going to be something new, something that we are moving forward towards. So the Page of Pentacles in the upright position is all about a new project, initiating something new. Now that could be in a business sense, or it could also be something to do with an earthly context in terms of, say, moving house, or something physical, an upheaval that may be happening. But in the upright position, the Page of Pentacles has a positive connotation to this, and it also reminds us that we are setting that foundation for the new work to begin, which is obviously indicated to us with the ploughed field in the background, that idea that we need to have the right foundation in order to create the best work. And when the Page of Pentacles comes up in the blocked position, it's about a prevented beginning. Maybe we need to do some more inner work before we can actually face this new start or this new project. And it can also be a call to reconnect with our earthly selves. So perhaps we've started a new business or embarked on a new relationship, but we've not taken that time to really heal or just take a break, have a rest, which is obviously very important. So this card is reminding us to take a step back in the reverse before we then progress to our next new beginning. But overall, the Page of Pentacles is about a new material project or a new earthly fresh start. Moving on now to our first pip card of the Pentacles. This is the Ten of Pentacles, which, as we know, is the completion of a cycle traditionally. And this card is really an embodiment and representation of wealth. And it is wealth in terms of a long-term situation. And when I look at this card, it always reminds me of the story of Odysseus, and particularly the return of Odysseus when he comes back. And obviously he is an old man, so no one recognises him, and the only person that does is his faithful dog. So this card is all about long-term vision, security, and that idea of perhaps familial money, so perhaps an inheritance, but also setting that foundation so that you will not just thrive, but also that the generations following on from you will thrive as well. And if this card comes up in a question, it can often be that we are needing to look closer at certain family matters that are going on at the moment. It may not necessarily be connected to money, but it would definitely be something connected to a material aspect with family. So it could be a living situation or something similar. And then when this card comes up in the reversed position, it's about feeling disconnected from our family. Perhaps there is some situation where we are passing down toxic behaviours and we want to try and put a stop to that. It could also be that we are not thinking about our finances in the correct way. Maybe we've only got sort of a short-term plan for how we're planning to move forward in our career or make money. And actually this card is calling us to look in a more long-term way. But overall, the Ten of Pentacles is a really positive sign that wealth is coming towards you, that you are calling that into your life, and that it will be something that not only you will benefit from, but that also family and those around you will benefit from as well, which is a really lovely energy to be receiving. Next, we come to the Nine of Pentacles, and this card is all about comfort. So materialistic comfort. And I really love when this card comes up in a reading. For myself in particular, because it really has that Beyonce energy. It's that single woman who is in control. She's made her own money and now she is enjoying the fruits of her labour. And if we look at her cloak, we can kind of see that there is flowers on it, and that will then become the reversed Venus symbol when we look at this card in the blocked position. But in the upright position, we can see this is a woman who is completely controlled in her behaviour, in herself. She's got her falcon on her hand. She is skilled. And there is this idea that we are in a very comfortable position in our life. We have learned to be self-reliant, and we have enjoyed success that's actually tangible. You know, we are feeling it and enjoying it in the moment. And then when this card comes up in the blocked position and we see those flowers on her cloak turn into the reversed Venus symbol, it's that idea that actually maybe part and parcel of being a self-made person is that it involves putting less effort into other relationships. So perhaps we are feeling a little bit lonely, maybe we are feeling disconnected from other people around us because we've had to plough so much attention into our work, and maybe actually we are kind of cutting ourselves off and we are now longing to reconnect with others. And if we look at the card visually, although she is clearly enjoying her abundance, she does have this wall of plants around her which are cutting her off from the rest of the world, so we want to be wary of that. But overall, this card is a beautiful symbol of comfort, of really strong female, feminine energy, of being self-made and self-reliant, but we want to be aware not to cut ourselves off from others in the process of achieving that success. Next, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is a card all about learning, and we can see from the visual representation of the figure sitting on the workbench that they are working hard, that they have made some progress, but that there is still more work to be done. And so in the upright position, this card represents a dedication to work, to really putting in that effort, and not just putting in effort, but also studying as well. So learning new skills, learning how to do something in order to perfect our craft and be the best at it that we can be. And then when this card comes up in the reverse, it's about feeling resistant to actually putting that work in. So maybe we know what we want to do, what we want to achieve, but we are not quite ready to put that full level of effort in yet. Or it could also be that we have come to a situation where we know that in order to progress, we need to study or sharpen our skills, and we are feeling an element of resistance in order to doing that. And if this card comes up in the reverse, it can also be a signal that perhaps we are having a delay in the results that we want to see. So although good things are coming, there's going to be a bit of a hold up in the process. But overall, the Eight of Pentacles has this lovely student energy. You know, we are all students of life in one way or another, and we never stop learning. We can always improve, and this card is really showing us that if we put in the effort, good things will come, but we need to do so consistently in order to achieve the best results, and that we need to not shy away from putting in that effort, putting in that work, but also learning new skills in that time and in the process as well, in order to achieve the results that we ultimately want. So the next card that we're going to meet is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is a card all about patience and planning. And if we zoom in a little further, we can see the expression on the figure's face as they're looking over their crop. They've obviously put in that hard work, planted the seed, and now they are waiting for the fruit to appear. So this is a card all about waiting for results, having to be patient, especially in the upright position, but having the wisdom to know that that result is coming. It just may not come through for us as fast as perhaps we would like it to. And then when this card comes up in the blocked position, it's that element of doubt creeping in. So we've put in the hard work, but because we're not seeing that immediate success, we're starting to worry and starting to think that maybe it will never happen, or perhaps we've had a little bit of success, but then things have sort of dropped off again, and now we're sort of thinking, well, what's going to happen next? Am I actually going to be successful in my endeavour or not? But the overall energy that we are really feeling with this card is the idea that we have to be patient. So good things are coming, we will see results, but they may not come through for us as fast as we would like them to. But we all obviously know that that is an inherent part of success. There's no such thing as an overnight success. And the Seven of Pentacles really wants to remind us of that fact. Moving on now, we have the Six of Pentacles, and the energy around this card is generosity. So we are feeling abundant, we are in the flow of where we want to be, and we are now able to share that abundance with others. It is very much about kind of that sense of materialism, that we're physically able to help other people, but it's also a card about being physically able to receive help yourself as well. And when this card comes up in the blocked position, it's that feeling that maybe we don't want help, that we are rejecting help. Maybe we feel that we're not on the same level as someone else, and it's kind of attacking our ego a little bit. Maybe we're feeling a bit self-centered and have unrealistic expectations for the current situation that we are in. But it can also mean that perhaps we're being a bit frivolous in our generosity. So perhaps we're being too kind, too generous to people that aren't really receiving it in the right way in order to gain favour with them. But overall, the card of the Six of Pentacles is a very joyous card. A lot of the Pentacle cards are really that idea that we are in a strong position. We can see the Six Pentacles very much in balance there, and we can see the scales as well. And we're really able to not just receive abundance for ourselves, but we are also able to share that with other people around us. And this card really encourages us to think about how we can continue to show that generosity in our lives, both to ourselves and of course to other people as well. Okay, so we are now at the halfway point of the pip cards for the suit of Pentacles, and we have now the Five of Pentacles, and the overall energy of this card is poverty. Now, that can feel a little bit scary, a bit worrying, but we have to remember that the tarot is representing all aspects of life to us, and some of the cards will carry a more positive energy than others. So in the upright position, the Five of Pentacles represents a material loss of some kind. So you're going through a hardship that is either something externally to you that's physical, so it could be a loss of money, a loss of property, or it could be something to do with your corporal body. So maybe there is a health issue that you are currently experiencing. So there is some kind of hardship, and in the upright position, the Five of Pentacles is encouraging you to seek help from those around you, to look for external resources in order to help you get through this particular difficult time. And then when this card comes up in the reverse, it's about being restored from those difficult times. So you've gone through a period of hardship, but you have now come out the other side and things are starting to look a lot better and a lot brighter. Perhaps there's been a period of rehabilitation in some way, or it could just be that you have had a better mindset change, because the Five of Pentacles is all about looking at how that loss, that poverty affects us both physically and mentally as well. It's the combination of the two, and the Pentacles as a suit always encourages us to come back to the body and how we are feeling in our body in order to inform the decisions that we are making. So although this is a card of loss, it can also be a card of health and healing as well, depending on whether it comes up in the upright or in the blocked position, depending on whichever question you or the querent are asking. Moving on next to the Four of Pentacles. So as we can see from the body language of this card is about being possessive. We can see the figure is grasping tightly to their pentacles, and even though there is a city in the background, they are sitting totally alone just with their money. So this card in the upright position is about being closed off. You may be financially stable, but it's that idea that you've accumulated wealth and now you're clinging to it so tightly that actually it's stopping you from progressing through your life in any kind of positive way because you are so focused on financial achievement. It can also be that sense of maybe coming through a health scare as well, and you're now so focused on maintaining a certain level of health, or in a relationship you're so possessive of that person that you just don't want to let go. And then when this card comes up in the blocked position, it's encouraging you to practice non-attachment in order to have a better life quality. So although you may be in a very blessed situation in a number of different ways, this card is saying that we need to loosen our grip a little bit in the blocked position to make sure that we are using our finances wisely and that we are not clinging to them in a negative way. And in the blocked position, this could also indicate that actually perhaps we are overspending, or that we are identifying in a negative way with our material possessions, that we've maybe bought a new car or designer clothes, and we are now using those to supplement our ego in a way that is not really fulfilling us on a true level. So overall, the Four of Pentacles is about being too possessive and about learning to let go of that financial control and not close ourselves off in a negative way, even though we may be experiencing abundance on a number of different levels. We now come to the Three of Pentacles, and when I look at this card, I'm always reminded of the Hierophant, that idea of someone in a religious setting, standing higher than others and being able to impart some kind of wisdom or knowledge. And if we can see the three figures, one of them very clearly in the centre is a monk, and they seem to be looking over some sort of plans. So the energy of the Three of Pentacles is about skills and learning, and it's about that idea of tangibly growing, that we've got a plan, that we know what we want to do, and we are now figuring out those next steps in order to grow. And it's obviously very clearly a card of collaboration. So 3 in tarot generally involves 3 central figures, and it's that idea that actually sometimes we need to reach out to other people in order to fulfill our own personal potential. And then when this card comes up in the reverse, it's that idea that actually perhaps we would rather be doing things on our own for a little while, or maybe we're feeling that there is a lack of cooperation in a particular situation. It doesn't necessarily need to be with multiple people or even in a career sense, but it's that idea that you are doing things on your own, whether you want to or not. It could also be the idea that there may be some obstacles coming up and that perhaps you are lacking in certain skills in order to be able to create and progress and move forward in the most positive way. But overall, the Three of Pentacles is really giving that little nudge, that little indication that we need to dig deeper, do some more learning, and definitely try and connect with other people in the upright position, or perhaps consider going solo, spending a bit more time alone if we see this card in the blocked position. Moving forward now to our penultimate card of the Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is a card about balance and about juggling. So we know from looking at previous suits that the number 2 in tarot is all about making a choice, and here we feel that choice on a tangible level within ourselves really. So it's trying to find that balance between body and mind. Perhaps there is a decision that we want to make, but we're not quite sure how to make it, and we're trying to connect those two things together. It can also be that idea that we are trying to balance our finances, balance our budgets, or that we are in some degree of transitional period. And if we look at the back of the card, we can see ships on waves. They're moving forward. They're, riding those high tides and low tides because we're staying adaptable as we're looking to secure a more stable situation, but particularly when it comes to material things like our finances or our living situation. And then when this card comes up in the blocked position, it's about having a financial imbalance. Maybe we're not managing our money in the correct way. It could also mean that perhaps we've got off to a bit of a difficult start, maybe with moving house or moving in with someone else or starting a business or starting a new job. But the Two of Pentacles is, of course, encouraging us to stay the course as things will right themselves as time progresses. So overall, the Two of Pentacles is about balancing, it's about juggling, but as we can see from the central figure, he is clearly a skilled juggler. None of the coins are being dropped, and that energy is really paralleling to us as well, that we are in harmony and that we are able to stay adaptable during this period of transition. Coming now to our final card in the Minor Arcana. Congratulations, we've made it. So this is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is the card all about foundation. So in the upright position, we can see the grey cloud coming in, that lovely harmonious energy. And at the base of the card, we can see that there is that beautiful garden that perhaps we've seen behind in the Nine of Pentacles and in the card of the Empress and the King and Queen of Pentacles as well. But now we can clearly see that there is a doorway to an exciting life of opportunities beyond. And that's really the energy of this card in the upright position, that there is a new offer, an opening, that we have, potential opening up to us, and we just need to grasp that opportunity in order to move forward. And then when this card comes up in the blocked position, it's about acknowledging that perhaps it's not the right time for certain opportunities, that maybe we actually need to clear out some personal blockages first, or perhaps that we just want to say no to something. And I think saying no to opportunity can sometimes feel a bit scary, a bit difficult, but the tarot is supporting you in saying that this is the right decision for you at the current time. But overall, the Ace of Pentacles is really about opportunities, foundations, and knowing that you have some great new opportunities on the horizon.
Okay, so there we have it, Suit of Pentacles done. That is the full Minor Arcana. I hope that you found these videos useful, helpful, informative in some way, that they help you to find reading a bit easier, to build those relationships and connection between the minor cards and the major arcana cards as well. But if you did enjoy this little set of videos, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in some more tarot videos soon. Bye!